You know, we dropped the news yesterday about the new official title of Batman vs. Superman, but literally the news dropped as we were doing the show, and so we just kind of quickly reacted to it. You know, Dennis and Christian weren't here, so I thought we would just take a couple of minutes to talk about, let's bring up that picture of the Batman. This is the new official logo. Not a surprise or a big departure from what we've been seeing as tests before. But let's talk a little bit more about this title that they dropped. So for those of you who may not have heard, the official title of the next Man of Steel film, the Man of Steel sequel, if you will, is Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. And I looked at it, because I saw it for the first time when we were on air, live, and I saw it, and the first thing I said was, you know what, I think this works. I think it's worked. And the reason I think it works is, number one, I never liked the idea of World's Finest. To me, that was a stupid title. Because, first of all, nobody knows any significance of what that means, and you take away the background comic influence of it, then on its own, the words have no impact or meaning. Plus, this isn't the world's finest story. This is a different story. I like the fact that they called it Batman vs. Superman because that is what it is, and that's what we've all been talking about it. And we all know that this is a film that is segueing us into Justice League, so adding Dawn of Justice in there, to me, worked. And that was my initial reaction to it. Looking at it more, it makes even more sense, and I like it even more. And part of the reason is I have a legal background. And one of the things is the whole V thing, that is an adversarial thing in courts. When you go to court and you're reading old court cases, it's, you know, Smith v. California or Brown v. Judebaker or whatever. And that's the way they do it. And the first name in the title of a court case, so Smith v. California, is the grieving party. It's the one bringing the grievance. The one saying the first party has a problem with the second party. And that's the legal way that that's set up. And so then when I look at that title, it kind of makes sense to me, number one, that they left the S out of the V, because a lot of people are like, why did they leave the S out? And I admit that was the first thought in my head, too. But even though I know what it means, I thought, but still, why leave the S out? Now it makes sense to me. Batman is the one coming after Superman in this film. I have no doubt about that. And I like the fact that it's done. And Dawn of Justice, to me, works, because, like I said, the first half, that is what the movie is. The second half is also what the movie really is. It's calling it what it is. And I was a little bit surprised, I'll be honest with you guys. When I got home yesterday and I started reading other people's reactions online on Twitter and stuff like that, including some colleagues of mine who I respect a great deal, really have a problem with this title. Like, really have a problem with this title. We're really up in arms and angry about this title. And I'll be honest, I was surprised. Because I think, for all the reasons I explained, I thought it was a pretty dang good title. And we were sitting here before the show started, and, you know, Christian was like, I hate this title. So let's get, that's my point of view. Let's go to the opposite point of view. So, Christian, your thoughts on the title, your first reaction to it, and now that you've had like 24 hours, how that's evolved.
Yeah, I don't even know so much that I hate it as much as I just don't care about it. Because, again, hearing you on the legal side of it, that makes sense. You took away my problem with the versus part, because that doesn't...
The S on the V.
Because from everything that we've heard so far in regards to it's going to be, you know, him and possibly Lex Luthor teaming up to try to get everyone on board going, look what this guy did to our city.
He's a threat.
I like that. And I like the fact that Batman is the first title. If that's the case, then that makes sense to me. You don't need Dawn of Justice. You just don't need it because, again, this is essentially a Man of Steel sequel, kind of. You're not going to call it Man of Steel 2, but call it what it is. It's Batman v Superman. I don't need another title. If there's another Batman v Superman down the line and then it's Dawn of Justice, okay, cool. This is clearly to some say, don't worry about it, guys. Justice League's coming soon. And we know that already. We know that because Gal Gadot's in the movie. We know that because, you know, there's rumors that all these other characters are in it. I'm waiting for a Batman vs. Superman movie. Give me the title of Batman vs. Superman, and I'm good.
You know what? You've won me over. I still like Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. I still like it. I'm still totally good with it. I think it makes sense. But you have won me over that just Batman v Superman alone would have been better. No. Yeah. No. Dennis?
So it's not Batman 5 Superman? that's not the title?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
Batman 5 Superman.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you, except for on the sense that I do like the title, but I don't care at the same time. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I also was very surprised, like you, John, like, why was there so much talk on Twitter about it? It's just the title. Yeah. The title is not going to make or break the movie. I mean, you know, Star Wars Phantom Menace, the title sucked, but that's not why the movie sucked. So I just don't...
I love the title, and I thought the movie sucked.
So I don't think this is that big a deal. I know a lot of people are just complaining because Dawn of Justice implies Justice League and that they're worried that WB is looking too far ahead. I'm kind of concerned by that as well. But the title doesn't really, it just doesn't affect me that way. I mean, I personally had thought that the Star Wars video yesterday with J.J. Abrams was bigger news. And then I looked on Twitter and everyone was talking about the Batman versus Superman title. And I just thought that was interesting.
And I had a lot of people also messaging me in the comment section saying, Superman's name should have been first. Well, that flies in the face of the whole legal thing we're talking about. But put that aside for a second. Superman's name should have been first because it's really his movie. And what I would respond to people is says who?
Right.
Really, let's take a step back. Says who that it's Superman's movie? And, I know Amy Rose and I have had this debate a lot because Amy Rose thinks that one Man of Steel movie wasn't enough before getting into bringing Batman. They're saying, because you need multiple films to really develop Superman. But at the same time, we didn't say that about Thor before Avengers came. We didn't go, no, you can't do Avengers yet. We need a Thor 2 first. We need a Captain America 2 for Captain America's not ready to join up with all these other characters and stuff like that. No, they had their own full movie and they were ready for something bigger. I think the same is true as the Superman character. I think we were ready to introduce new characters into that world. But yeah, damn it, Christian, you won me over. It would have been better just Batman v Superman. I'm going to go with you on that, but I'm still okay with that.
Well, you got me with the V. So.
Okay, well, there we go.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC Movie Talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.